All right, time to check in on the top business story of the day. This crucial round of NAFTA negotiations happening in Montreal. Joining us to discuss is BNN's Jameson Berkow. Okay, we have a government shutdown.
That's right.
We have NAFTA talks taking place in Montreal, and the pressure is really on this sixth round. The U.S. is saying, look, come up with some results or we're out.
And we may not be able to actually achieve any results for some weird logistical reasons now, Anne-Marie, because it's not even really clear if the U.S. side is able to even pick up their pencils in this process. We don't know exactly who is being furloughed as the shutdown continues, who is going to be able to keep working. Essentially, it comes down to who is deemed essential. So, the Defense Department said that it's important to broadcast the NFL game to all the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers that are stationed all around the world yesterday. So here's hoping that the trade negotiators are also included in that list of essential personnel. But if they're not, then that creates an additional problem since, as you know, this is the critical round. It's the penultimate round. It's the second last one. So if we can't really get any kind of progress heading into the last round of negotiations, which is next month, then we may be really testing the patience of Uncle Sam and, of course, nephew Trump.
In fairness, though, this isn't really our fault. We didn't,
Right.
impose the government shutdown. That's sort of being imposed on us. Will that get us a bit of a pass?
You would think so, like rationally speaking, and applying some kind of logic to it, but when can we ever apply some sort of rational thinking and logic to politics? Every time someone tries to do that, it ends up kind of blowing up in our faces. So, well, you're absolutely right. It's certainly not Canada's fault that the U.S. government is in the middle of a shutdown. It is still something that is likely to continue to draw the ire of the administration for if we can't make progress on this. They're not going to say, well, it's because our negotiators had their hands tied behind their back. They're going to say, well, Canada, you're not being clear and you're also not capitulating to all of our demands, some of which are complete non-starters and absolute red lines for the government. So it's a really, and getting thinner by the hour kind of line the government now has to walk here. So that's what we're going to be tracking to see whether or not they fall off to the left or right over the course of the next day or so.
Your folks at BNN are tracking all of this today, plus what's happening in Davos.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure.